In January of 2024, I taped these onto the window where it gets direct sun in Munich, Germany. And then I took them off in 2024 August when I had to move to the United States. And the results may surprise you. So I tested over 220 colors over 10 brands. And some of these, a little portion of these will be gouache, but mainly watercolor. Okay, so I'm sad that when a company says they have a strong Lightfast rating, and then they're not. So that's the bit that I'm kind of like, well, why would you say that? And maybe how they test it is different. The reason why I thought, oh, I should do a video on this is because I never shared this. I think it kind of got like put aside for a while because I had to move and then life just happened until I saw Sarah's, what was her name? Until Sarah Clark did like a test with crayons, and I thought, I'll do a test with my watercolor swatches. She went into using this gadget. It's like a color matching tool, and I don't have any of that. But at the end of the day, I think like if your eyes see it, what else do you want? I mean, we're not really looking for that subtleness, at least I'm not. And if it's visible to the eye, I think we should stay away from it. So here it is. So let's go through each of them. I'm not going through exactly each of them, but I'm just gonna point out the ones that had visibly like dangerous level changes, okay? I'm like wearing a hat and I have no makeup, not that my makeup faded or anything, but so the 1D right here is basically in the dark. This is the control. On the left is the control, okay, for this page. And basically S is when it was directly in the sun. So this, the middle one was directly in the sun, but the one on the right says U, which I put a UV spray to test if it makes a difference, and let me tell you, it didn't. So it doesn't help. If you think, oh, I sprayed it with the Schmincke UV spray, it doesn't help. Just forget it, okay? Just think it varnishes the surface, but otherwise it doesn't really help with the UV situation. The first thing I realized was that God's Back from Rockwell, Morai Witch from Rockwell were both, they faded. And with God's Back, I mean, I'm so sad about this because on their website, it basically says that it's Lightfast, like it's excellent Lightfast, and it's not. And I'm kind of saddened by that fact because I just love these colors from Rockwell. And I'll tell you like a surprising factor at the end, but basically, this God's Back and Morai Witch. So this is from the series 5, so it's not cheap. These are expensive, you know, and this is from series 4. So I still love them. So I'll have these swatches on my blog so you can check it out. But scanning something just doesn't really do it at the end of the day. But how I can describe it is the God's Back has this like warmish look to it. It's like a purple, a deep, like cool purple, but it's got this warm orangey hint to it. And yeah, it says PY3, so I think it has that yellow, but the yellow is basically gone after months, so that's sad. Morai Witch, it loses that redness completely. Well, not completely, but it does lose that like iridescent, almost iridescent kind of look of pink, like just fades away. And then this is quite known. I don't think I really need to tell you, but basically the Moon Glow is fugitive, right? It says Lightfast 5, Daniel Smith. You can't do that, but it says Lightfast 5 stars. It's really good, but basically it changes. Like it's pretty evident. But you know what? I still use it for a lot of my paintings that I'm keeping for myself. And if I was to like sell it, I'd definitely let them know, or I'll get the UV protected frame, the museum quality glass, but I'll discuss that later. So these kind of faded, but you could also create your Moon Glow. I wish I could tell you who it was that gave this information, but I keep a stack of my like swatches for basically like inspirations and whatnot. And here I write down the mixes. I mean, I have different people's like palettes that I believe that they use, like Anya Divine, who's one of my favorite artists. Great for staining for a specific reason you might want to know. I'll do maybe a separate video on that. But yeah, I have my swatches here that I have. Agnes Cecil, again, an artist that I just love. So Moonglow, Fugitive. So own mix will be Viridian, and then ultramarine blue, and then quinacridone coral. So that's a really great way to create your own, so then it doesn't fade away over time. Okay, so the next one is Magic Wizard. Now this is super sad, but again, Rockwell. They say the Lightfast is excellent, but you could see that the orange fades over time and it just becomes like brown basically. So that is really sad. I have created an artwork. Let me show you what I did. So this, I used a cobalt turquoise, no, ultramarine turquoise by Core, and also this Magic Wizard. And I mean, it's holding up, the color is holding up. It's anti-glare as well, but UV protected glass that I got, and it was quite expensive. But I thought, if I'm going to sell it, I have to sell it that way. I'm not going to like be like, oh, it's okay, like I don't mind if it fades. No, that is not acceptable when you're selling a piece of work to somebody. It's like getting something and then it's not what it is after a while. So yeah, Magic Wizard, quite sad. And the rest was okay until, again, this one, Rockwell, Lapis Brown. This is one of my favorite color as well. Right here, can you see that? Right here, that one. That is Lapis Brown. And that is Lapis Brown after months. Incredible. That's basically, that's closer to the color of like, I think between Sodalite Genuine and Moonglow, it becomes just grayed out. The brown fades away. And I believe it's basically the orange and the blue put together. That orange probably just fades. So that is sad. Okay, and going off to the next. So this is Inspired Blue by Waterman. It's a dye base. Inks just fade. So it's not like, it's not a surprise. It's like, yeah, whatever, like, of course. So that's one. And then Komorebi neon color. So it's very famous that basically neon colors fade over time. So this wasn't a surprise. And I mean, who buys neons thinking it'll last, right? So the blue and the green didn't change as much. The neon green did, the blue didn't as much, but probably just better to stay away from neons. I probably use it for some sketchbook pieces or something, or if I don't really care what happens to it, fine. And then I have a Japanesque series, which is like a sumi based like watercolors that I really love. Let me show you. They're quite cool to use. I haven't used them recently, but one of the ones that I used to use, oh no, I have the cat hair from Mao that back in Beijing. Oh yeah, I miss her. Anyways, yeah, I used to like keep her until the parents came back. It was during COVID time. So the reddish black was the only one that kind of faded and lost the reddishness. You could see probably right here, the red kind of faded and just became brown. It was like that. It's a beautiful color. So we get into Coliro colors. Now, what are Coliro colors? They're really fun. They're basically these right here that I got from Germany. While I was in Germany, I just went crazy nuts buying these because they were just so fun. They're metallic pearl colors, and I would say they are the best when it comes to like metallic colors that you want to get really close to that gold leaf kind of feel. I have created a video where I go through, is it a regret or non-regret? And I kind of go over these and talking about the regrets that I had with pearl colors-ish ones, like starry colors. But yeah, unfortunately, the one that faded was this vibrant yellow. So can you see that? Look at that right there. That was what it was, this one. And then it became just very light, like faded over time. So that is not good, but yellows, they say they tend to fade. And then the next one, I could see a slight difference was the vibrant orange. So this one right here was the start, and then it faded. So that one, and then the next one was the Caribbean. So if you can see right here, sorry, a garbage truck passing by, you could see that the green faded over time and it just became kind of like blue, but it's still pretty. I wouldn't like not get it just because of that. I mean, I would still get it and use it, but the yellow I probably wouldn't. The vibrant orange, I think I'll still use it. It's not to the level of like, oh, I can't use that, if you know what I mean. These are from the pastel series of Holbein. They stood up quite well. And then these are the Kuretake Gansai Tambi is this one from Japan. So these one didn't fade at all, which is like just amazing. And this one right here is the Byakuya. This one I just love, but it's an ink. So I knew it was gonna fade. It completely faded. So I'm not even going over that one because it's just like, yeah, what do you expect? It's a dye base. Okay, and then the next one, primary red. So this one, I'm not going to say, hey, you didn't tell us, because it does say the Lightfast rating is not as good. And this is gouache. We're getting into gouache right now, but look at that. Primary red. Oh, sorry, I forgot to mention. For this one, this is controlled. This is with the UV spray, and this one is like direct sun. And so I was like, oh, what's going on? So this one is controlled, and this is how it fades over time. The UV spray doesn't really matter. So that's one, but it tells us about that. So that's okay. I wouldn't really necessarily care too much about that because I'm like, yeah, it says there. So just follow what it says. And then, but the opera pink, this one, it says the Lightfast issue is bad. And obviously it just shows, yeah, just look at that opera pink right there. That's what it looked like. And then that's what it became. So yeah, but I didn't even test the opera pink for the watercolor, I think, because I know it fades away. It says Lightfast, and I didn't even try. I don't really care too much. I love the color, but I know it's not the best when you want to have work that you want to last. Although having that said, a person who commissioned a portrait for her daughter did mention I still want to go for it. So I said, okay, if it's okay. So the next one is Pyrocore. I put a star right here. I want to believe that I made a mistake, basically, of going really dark on the right hand side, because this is supposed to be in the dark and this is supposed to be hitting in the sun. And look at that. The ones that hit in the sun are darker. So I'll have to do a separate test with that to see like how it worked. But this side was only for 2 months. And this side was for a good solid like 5 months right here. So this one was only for 2 months. So with 2 months, nothing really changed as much, which was good. But yeah, I might still do quite a lot of tests because these are all the new ones that I've added. Like one from a gift from a friend when I left Munich kind of gave me a Van Gogh watercolors that I haven't tried. Winsor Newton's green gold, Holbein Pampas grass yellow. Holbein I got quite a lot from the super granulating series. And then Winsor and Newton indigo, Perlin violet, Rockwell I got dragonfly, and maple samaris or something. So I got a couple of here right now. So I do want to start doing another Lightfast test swatch, and maybe I was thinking I'll even add just everything from drawing oils to more new gouache that I got. I mean, I have tons, so I might want to do a Lightfast test just to see how that goes. If the eyes see that it's faded, I think it's enough. For me, at least, I feel like that's enough. But I might get the Spectra 1 Pro because I want something that will show even with iridescent colors and these metallic colors. And then I want the hex swatches, so then I can provide it to the people who commission work to be like, oh, I like that color. Or they can match it in their room and they could be like, oh, I really like this one. Do you have anything like this? You know, and then I can look at my swatches to see which color fits their desires more, so to speak. But anyways, so if I go over the list of brands that I have, Collie Rowe, the Pearl Colors, is like 12%. Danielle Smith is 33%. Holbein, 10% roughly. The other ones is too small, so I'm not gonna mention. Core is about 4%. Rockwell, 4%. Schminke is 19%. So Winsor Newton is 10%. So having that said, it's really surprising that Rockwell is the one that basically has most of the lying about Lightfast issues. And I don't know what their Lightfast testing is like, but yeah, I mean, it's sad that they say it's like, I still love them, don't get me wrong. I still love them because they are so cool. Look at these colors. And the self-evolving colors are really beautiful. I love them. It's not gonna change, you know, me wanting to use them. But at the end of the day, out of the 4 colors that I did the test, 4 of them faded. I'm just like, what? Yeah, that's like so surprising because Danielle Smith, out of the 68 colors I had, 2 of them faded, but one of them saying that they do fade, like the Lightfast rating is really low for this opera pink, right? And the other one, Moonglow, they didn't mention it. But otherwise, it's very surprising that they say the Lightfast is good and then it's not. So having that said, am I gonna still use it? Yes, because I still love them. But I might be like, where is this artwork gonna go? Is there a possibility that they may end up to somebody's hands? But this is the hard bit, I think, with painting. You don't start a painting, well, at least I don't start a painting thinking that it's going to go to a specific place, because you never know if it ends up like one of the wow, this painting is amazing, or the ones that are like, oh yeah, it's okay, or you know, the ones that are like, okay, I'm gonna put that in my drawer. So we never know, right? So it's hard to have that intention and then work on something. But I would say I am going to use it, but I'm going to use it carefully. Basically, I think that's the point. And I really strongly, highly recommend you to basically do a test of your own with the swatches that you have, because you wouldn't probably necessarily have these that I have. And it's really good to get a hang of things. Like I wouldn't trust what people say. That sounds kind of sad, but I wouldn't trust, like, yeah, just trust yourself. Yeah, just put your work into it, just do it. It doesn't take a genius to do it, just swatch them. I mean, it does take time and effort, but you know, it's worth it. And if you haven't watched my video on the, is it a regret? I'm not too sure. Art supply that I kind of went over, it's quite fun. You could watch it right here. Please, Rockwell, if you're watching this, please say the truth, or maybe change your testing, like however you do it, because I mean, yeah. Anyways, that's about it. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.